stories. My name's Bob, and this is Doug. This is a place where you're going to hear behind the scenes stories of the fire service and some fire service members. Last week we started talking about Doug's father, and Doug told a story about Bruce's last ride.
Oh, his last ride, yeah, his ashes, yeah.
And this week I think he's got another great story to tell. This is a legendary story, actually.
Well, he's a legend.
Oh yeah,
I mean, he was
no matter what he was a
absolutely,
legend.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him paint a picture of my dad. Like you got this guy who's like 6'7", probably about 360 pounds, 65 pounds, 365 pounds. Anyways, he was a massive man, and he walked into a room, everybody just kind of looked, and they just they were amazed at his size.
And his force of character.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, well, you knew who Bruce was and where you stood with him right immediately.
Well, you got to understand, because of his size, he very seldom wore shorts, and if you wore shorts, it would be like uniformed shorts, where he got in uniform pants and cut the legs off, just to have shorts. Well, I was a kid. I was still at home. I was probably maybe 12 at the time. And at the mall, and just over by our house, because we were in the east end of the city, and it was just starting to build up, and they were building malls and stuff like that all around. Anyways, the lady next door came home, and her husband was a big man, not as big as my dad, mind you, but he was a big guy. She called across. She said, "Bruce, the new Woco store," which Woco was just opening up. It was a new chain that was just starting up. Anyway, she said, the new Woco store, they just opened up, and they got shorts on. Jack was just over there, her husband, and he got a pair of shorts, and he got them right off the rack, and they fit. My dad's like, holy Jesus, like, really? She said, yeah, you should go over there and get yourself some shorts. My dad said, I'm on my way right now.
What store was it?
Woco.
Woco.
You ever heard of them?
Yeah. I bet you half these people listening don't, though.
Oh, I tell you, that was a long time ago. But anyhow, he goes over to the store, and he's wandering through, and all the stuff is still in boxes, and he's like trying to find where these shorts are, and he looks over, and he sees this red light. They used to have red light specials. There was this red light up and twirling around. And so he sees it's the shorts.
So you mean it's still under construction? Like they still have stuff that's not out?
Oh yeah, they got stuff in boxes, and they got specials going on, and just
it's like shelves that aren't put up yet.
Oh yeah, there are workmen in there. Anyhow, he looks over where the red light special is, and all he sees is a sea of women, and they're just going through these shorts. Well, my dad never shopped for anything in his life. My mom did all the shopping and all the clothes buying, everything for my dad. So he goes over and he sees all these shorts on the table. So he looks at this one woman. She lifts up these shorts that looked really big. So he thought, she put them down. So my dad reached across, grabbed them as fast as he could. And he thought, well, I'll try them on.
You couldn't get close enough to...
I'm gonna see if they fit. I'm gonna do this the proper way and try them on. So he looks around and he sees a change room. Well, their change rooms haven't got no doors on them yet. He's like, well, so he goes to the security guy over there. He says, where's your change room? He said, I want to try these shorts on. He said, they got no doors in the change room. Oh, he said, there's portable ones over here. And he points, and there's these portable ones. And there was a bank of about 10 of these change rooms all bolted together with doors. But then my dad says, those are the change rooms? He said, yeah, they're just portable ones. He said, just temporary. He said, we haven't got the new ones built yet.
So they're on wheels?
Well, he didn't know they were on wheels yet.
Okay.
He goes over and he opens the door up and he looks in. It's the size of a phone booth. Not much bigger than a phone booth. And you gotta remember, my dad's 6'7", 365 pounds.
54 inches around anyways.
He steps into this phone booth called a change room, and he looks around and he goes, oh, he could hardly get the door closed. That's how big it was. Anyways, he takes his pants off and he shakes his ass and his pants fall to the floor. Well, he goes to pick them up. He can't even get them because
Can't
his
bend
head's
over.
hitting the. So he, oh, well, I'll look after that after. So he goes and he puts these shorts on. He gets one leg in, puts the other leg in. He goes to pull them up, and he gets stuck. They're stuck like way down below his crotch. These short,
Mid-thigh.
terrible. So anyways, he's wiggling and trying to strain to get these shorts on. And so with that, he bends over and he puts his head against the wall, his ass against the other wall. He reefing on these shorts, and if the goddamn change rooms don't start rolling, they're on casters, and they weren't locked. Well, he starts running and wiggling, like he's stepping on these little tiny little
His
steps.
knees are locked together pretty well.
Oh yeah, it's like he's got a girdle on or something. Anyways, my dad says he's running, and he said all I can see is the tiles going by underneath, and his pants are going out the door behind him because he's on the last booth, and he looks and he's like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my pants." The belt buckle, it's got a little hook on it. It caught the bottom of the thing. That's the only thing that kept his pants from being left behind. He's running with all these tiles, and now bang! He hits something. He stops. He's like, "Holy shit! I hope there wasn't a lady trying a girdle on beside me or something. She'd be done." Anyways, he just takes and rips these shorts right off. Goes and he pulls his pants in by the belt, and he finally gets his pants in, pulls his pants on, steps out, and he's in the sporting goods. He'd left the clothing section on the other side of the store, and he wound up in the sporting goods shop. And he looks out, and the guy who's selling bows and arrows and shit, he says he looks at him and he throws him the shorts. He said, "These don't fit with a shit." And he said, "And these goddamn things should be on locks." Anyways, he walked out and he came home. Pat says, "Oh, how'd you make out, Bruce?" The neighbor lady. "How'd you make out, Bruce? You get some shorts?" Goddamn store like that. Anyways, yeah, that's Bruce's story.
I can see it. The thing comes to a shuddering stop against the end of some counter or something like that, right?
Well, he said
Bruce-
if he hadn't have stopped where he did, he would have gone right through the window and out into the parking lot. And also, I forgot to add too, the air conditioning wasn't working yet, so they had all the doors open to try to keep it cool inside. He was in the middle of the summer, and the sweat. My dad said the sweat was running off and dripping off his nose, and he did not have a good thing at all ever to say about Woco. Too funny.
You can just see it come to a shuddering stop, and I was sort of just quivering there. But the pants are trailing behind.
Well, if he lost them, he wouldn't have had anything to wear over them.
So the guy I've been watching from behind's watching, and he's pulling the pants underneath and so to try to put them on. And how does he get down there to do it? You know?
Oh, geez, I tell you, too funny.
Yeah.
It could only happen to him.
Yeah, he was a good guy. Well, that seems to be enough for this week's story. So thank you for coming in to Firehouse Stories. That's Doug. My name is Bob. If you like it, please press the like button. And
If you don't like it, press the like button.
yeah, we post every Friday. Press the subscribe button, and it'll come right to your mailbox. So thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.